I told you guys that if me and Squeaks didn't win the gauntlet, Trump would win. We tried. Stanz, why didn't you rig the election? Damn it! I'll say it. I'll take the sauce for this. I was so wrong. Not only did I think Kamala had a chance, I thought she was going to win. I straight up, hey, Donald Trump fooled me twice. Actually, he fooled me thrice because I thought he was going to beat. The one time I thought he was going to win was goddamn Biden. He fucking lost that. So I've been wrong on 3 out of 3 Donald Trump elections. You should never ask me what I think. You know what really sucks? It doesn't suck, but you know what, like, really I've been having a hard time rationalizing is that it doesn't really suck for me. It's like I really just feel bad for friends, minorities, women, anyone who cares about the longevity of this country. I'm rich, I'm white, I'm in California. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. It's just really sad. Do you think if Kamala had more time to campaign, she would have maybe had more of a chance? Here's the problem. The indicators that her advisors and Democrats were looking at seem so promising that if she had more time to campaign, it would be more of the same, right? I don't think it would have changed anything. Trump crushed. It wasn't just a win. He absolutely shattered. So many less people voted. Yeah, it's just tough. I hope Sleepy Joe shits in the Oval Office vents. Is that what you hope? If she had more time, it would have been a primary and she wouldn't have won. Who would have won? I think a primary would have been a nightmare for the Democrats. I think they would have lost even harder. The amount of mudslinging you would get in a primary. They should have groomed a candidate like 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago, everyone's like, well, fuck, Biden's just going to run it back. Not only did he win handily, like he is doing generally well coming out of COVID. I think Pete Buttigieg would have had better chances than Kamala. Yeah, maybe. There was a lot of really good lines. Like, obviously, you have, like, the basic ones that anyone could have done. Like, damn, JD Vance's weird as fuck, man. But you also have her, like, fighting big corpo in California that people thought was going to take hold. Did not take hold. Do you think too much of it was on the U.S. still being too sexist to elect a woman? We don't know. Do I think the U.S. is a very sexist place? Absolutely. And maybe I'm falling for, again, let me set the record straight. I was wrong. I thought Kamala could win. So when you're asking me questions, are you expecting the truth or are you expecting my opinion? Because again, I've been wrong. I'll keep talking about it, but like I am consistently wrong. So I believe that a lot of it is, I'm going to use this word, maybe it's not the right word, but like the radicalization of the young adults in America just seems like it's not close. The internet has really, really won for Republicans. Stanz, do you think you could have saved this election personally if you would just stream more League of Legends? I think she wins. That's a fact. And honestly, I'm going to have to take that to my grave. No doubt minimum wage got increased in fucking Missouri. People like left-leaning policy. Kamala gave none of that. Hey, man. I think that she gave left-leaning. Here's the real problem is that we are not using the same vocabulary across the country. You know what I mean? Do you think the 40+ white women in Pennsylvania who voted Trump are looking at it and being like, you know what? I could have used more left-leaning versus liberal policy. It's like you're joking. You know what I mean? Of the people who actually vote. Maybe we could have whipped up another 10 to 20 million votes amongst progressives. I don't know. I said this before, I tend to be a hater on young people voting. A hater in that they never seem to do it when you want them to. I think the big issue that is really unavoidable here is that some 100 million people in this country seem to be fundamentally bad people. I think that's like so... I hate to even say like fundamentally bad people, because at a certain point, maybe people don't even know like what is good or bad. Like we're using different metrics for what makes a fundamentally bad person. And who am I? 32-year-old white male California streamer to be like, you know what? I think this makes people bad. Obviously, there are some things that are inherently bad. But a lot of it is truly just like, I am upset at the circumstances of my situation, and there is an anti-establishment candidate, and I just want to say I hate everything. There's just a lot of people who vote with their wallets. They simply see things more expensive and want to give the other party a chance. That's the extent of thought that goes into it. Yeah, for sure. Progressive policy showed yesterday that they certainly aren't popular at the moment. I mean, hey, some states. Like, for example, North Carolina, a Democrat governor, right? But Kamala lost miserably. That's crazy. Do you think the electoral college voting system is fair? No, but to be clear, would not have mattered in this one. She lost the popular vote by a lot. In 2016, you could fucking rage against the machine a little bit. It's like, dude, Hillary won the popular vote. This is bullshit. This guy's a dog shit candidate, no plans, no ideas, grabbing him by the pussy, fucking abuser. Good. But in 2024, Donald Trump won the popular vote, which means that if you're going through the United States, and this is unfair, it's like of people who voted, of people who actually care about the country because they voted, more of them wanted Donald Trump to be the president. And so at a certain point, I have to sit back and fucking hold that, you know? Shit. Might be. In 2016, I could think like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I don't want things to go bad. I want Americans to be able to eat and get an education and live their dreams. So I do not hope it goes bad for the next 4 years. But does having only popular vote incentivize more people to vote like liberals in Texas or conservatives in California? I would prefer a popular vote. Me. But I got my political science degree from Arizona State, dude. What am I to say? The question is, if Kamala Harris, because if you look at the ads Trump is running, Kamala Harris got boomed on both sides of Israel-Palestine, right? I watch a lot of illegal sports streams, and a lot of those sports streams are from other states. And I don't know if you guys have seen this commercial, but the old Jewish women being like, but only Donald Trump can protect us, is like, it's just tough. It's just tough, man. Shit. Yeah, she's not getting the left vote because obviously she is not calling for a ceasefire now. Donald Trump is saying we're going to arm Israel more and blow them to smithereens. She legit ran to get more Republicans to lose Dems and reps. Yeah, I think the idea was, and I thought it was a reasonable plan, that like, hey, women can't. I'm gonna say this from like my perspective as a man, and I don't speak for women, and I don't want to say it, but like it was like, oh, how could a woman vote for Trump? He seems to suck so much literal ass. He's like a horrible person abuser who wants to take away their rights. So all we have to do is seem like a reasonable choice to women, and we will just crush. And it did not happen even a little bit. Women were 52-48 nationally for Trump. White women. Hey, not black women. That's for sure. That was like 95-5. But white women were 52-48 nationally for Trump, and just did not work even a little bit. Kamala literally got outperformed by almost every Democratic senator up for election, too. She was just such a bad candidate. Yeah, but who? Who? You can't run Joe Biden after he fucking was drooling at the debate. Walz was better than Kamala. I think that if Walz was the candidate, one, no one was saying it should have been Walz early on, right? The stuff about him having a Chinese lover, the stuff about him lying when he was there during Tiananmen Square would have been fucking brutal. Maybe he could have won. Early Newsom might have worked. Dude, the country hates Californians. Straight up. I think this country hates Californians so fucking much. Fair enough. You ready for Mark Cuban 2028? Have you seen some of this social chatter that's like, honestly, elections are only populism now, and we need fucking Jon Stewart or George Clooney to run? I'm like, oh shit, maybe. Fuck. Reagan was an actor and he swept? Yeah, I mean, Trump was a reality TV star / billionaire, and he crushed too. How does this affect LeBron's legacy? Dude, LeBron's gonna come out and be like, honestly, the night before the election, I had a dream, and it was Trump winning. Wrong. If Harris ran with more progressive shit and split with Biden from Gaza, she would have had a chance. You think so? What makes you say that? I think it's easy to say that right now. Like, what about exit polls? The evidence of that right now is that, like, hey, some states we had Democrats win down ballot, and she lost the election. Would she have actually fired up the base enough? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Because not all Dem voters, like the 15 million that were lost between 2020 to 2024, are like progressives and or leftists, right? It's not just Gaza for sure. If every single issue Gaza voter showed up, it would not even move the needle. Yeah. I think that's right. I have no evidence to back that up, though. I'm not trying to fucking preach here. No, but running as a peaceful dove would have helped a bunch. Helped a bunch? Again, are we just making things up? What does that mean? What does helped a bunch mean? Like, what about the exit polls? What about the demographics of the voter? What about people who said, how many people actually said I didn't vote because of this? Like, we have to have some rigor behind it. Because it's easy to be like, if she would have said the thing I liked, I think she could have won. Maybe. Probably not. Hell, if you look at the difference between Joe Biden running in Georgia in 2020 and now, it was like a huge increase. Was it 18% black men for Trump to Biden? Obviously, black men voted for Kamala Harris more than they voted for Donald Trump. but more black men voted for Trump in 2024 than did in 2020 in Georgia specifically, which there was like a huge gain, which is crazy. And I don't know if Israel-Palestine was the reason for that, right? Yeah, the economy was the number 1 issue. That is what people care about for sure. And the economy has just been getting harder and harder and harder and harder for everyone since the fucking 1950s, man. Do you think in hindsight it would have been better if Trump won in 2020? No. I think in hindsight, I see what you're saying, like, because then theoretically we would be here now. You're basically saying, would I take these next 4 years that I think are going to be very bad, and would I already rather be past them? And it's easy to be like, well, fuck, I'd rather already be past them with the knowledge that like this candidate wouldn't work. But I also would never want Donald Trump to win an election. The Aiden Ross shout out during the acceptance speech was wild though. Yeah, shout out Aiden Ross, shout out Nelk, shout out Joe Rogan. I feel like the Latino vote was a combination of Trump gaining popularity with them in general and also them not voting for Harris for her veer into conservative and immigration. That's another, this is just my opinion and not a fact, but like I have not seen that amongst, I don't think the large gain in Latino men voting for Trump is people that are like, you know what? I think that Kamala has gone a little further right, so I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. Like that just doesn't, what are we saying? We're trying to find, we are mad, we being the royal we of progressives. We are mad that we didn't run like a super progressive candidate that could get everyone energized and save this country. And because it didn't work, we're going to say that anything that wasn't her moving further to the left and being more progressive was the reason that she lost. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But at a certain point, we are saying things that don't really make sense to me. It's so stupid you only have a 2-party system. Like, why? Both choices aren't good. In my opinion, one of these choices is so much better than the other. You know? It's like, would you rather have celery and peanut butter or a giant pile of dog shit? I don't really like celery and peanut butter, but the other one is a giant pile of dog shit. But I also, hey, here's the deal. I'm a Trump hater. Hate him. I hate him. Can't stand him. Think he sucks ass. And so for me, it was very important for to vote. It's like obvious. To me, it was obvious that like, I know what I'm going to do, my part. But some people, it was, yeah, it was not the same like value system, and that's totally fine. Again, Trump won the popular vote, man. It's baffling to me, but I am in a California bubble. So I think it's really hard for me to, I'm doing my best to empathize with the people of Pennsylvania, the people of Michigan, the people of Georgia, but I'm just not living there and like being a member of that community. Them should have sent someone on Joe Rogan. Hey, remember a week ago when I was like, everyone's like, I can't believe you wanted Kamala to go to Austin. And I was like, what are you talking about? Of course she should. And I feel like I was right about that one. I also think the last person Joe Rogan talks to, he would endorse. All you needed was to talk to Joe Rogan 2 days before the election instead of having JD Vance do it. She could have told Joe she would release the aliens. Yes, exactly. Joe Rogan has 100% more impact than another boring stump rally. I agree. The picture of Donald Trump, fucking Elon Musk, and Dana White putting their heads together at the acceptance speech was like, oh no. Oh no. No, they're running the country. It's like the 3 worst people. I hate them all. Elon surely can't own Twitter if he's in government. What are you talking about? Of course he can. If you went on Twitter on election day, there was like a Trump action figure GIF that kept playing and an account that was at America saying, get out and vote for Trump. It is fucking crazy. Is Twitter now going to have actual political influence? Always did. Always did. Get ready. Let that sink in. Is that what this is going to be? Yep. I knew it. I can't believe he got to do a callback to this stupid shit. Do you think Elon will run for president? I can't tell if you're being facetious here. Elon Musk, the South African, for president of the United States. I do think there's been a lot of conversation in the last 12 hours about how the left just needs more influencers. And it's like, damn, that is so fucking true. And even our influencers are getting into infights like amongst themselves. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just have like Destiny and Hassan, but Dems have Taylor Swift. I mean, like political content influencers. You know what I mean? We need like Pod Save America to be bigger. We can't be going up against fucking Barstool and Joe Rogan. Like content with a veneer of being politicized. It's just too hard. Yeah, this Dean guy, I've seen him on a couple things, the 1v20s. Is he doing a influencer boxing thing? Maybe he already did one. I don't know anything about him, but he seems like he's trying his best. And the good news, he's buff. Did you see RFK Jr. saying he's going to clear out the entire FDA department? I mean, he was very clear early on that, like, hey, if I am a part of this, which Trump says I can be, I'm going to release all of our documentation on vaccines because I don't believe they have efficacy, and I don't think that there should be mandatory vaccinations in America. And hearing that, it's like, oh no. Oh no.